Don't try to see it like somebody else or produce work like somebody else or wish you could produce work like somebody else. Who are you? Do that. This is one of the most miraculous things about photography.
Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Photography Radio. My name is Tomasz and today you are listening to The Woo with Karen Hutton, where she muses up a tasty blend of inspiration, photography and life. Enjoy.
Can you imagine your life without photography? No? Then you will love this show. And it doesn't matter if you're a DSLR, a mirrorless, or a mobile phone shooter. We're here to help your photography grow. This is Photography Radio.
Hello, everyone. It's Karen Hutton, and welcome to The Woo, a show all about inspiration, photography, and life, not necessarily in that order. Today, I have some advice to the multi-passionate among you. What do I mean by that? Well, how about this? You got more photo genres you love than a gaggle of schizophrenic mini-me's could ever get done in a lifetime? Well, listen up, honey. I got some weird advice that might just change your life. And yes, I'm talking to you over there. I see you pacing, fretting, muttering under your breath. Oh my God, how do I pick just one? I love about 50. Oh, honey, I hear you. Or how about this one? How do I find my true path in photography and stick with it? I like too many things. You cry as you shake your fist to the heavens. Or this one, I like this one too. I'm scared of selling out. Or worse, spreading myself too thin. What do I do? Okay, calm down, have a seat. Pour yourself some tea. My dearest artistic friends, this is a profound topic with many nuances to it. There are business considerations, there's artistic expression. I mean, what's a mother to do? So here it is. I'm going to share with you something so simple, so to the point, that most of you probably overlook it. It's this. Do them all, but tell one story. Yours. Ha! I love the shocked look on your face. But here's the thing. The way you do it is one fully present moment at a time. You go so deep, get so specific, make such bold choices, love it all so hard, and make zero apologies for it that you leave nothing on the table. Scare yourself shitless with your own boldness, honesty, and unwavering perspective in each and every genre. Bam! When you do that, you are not scattered. You are not all over the place interested in too many things. No. You are telling a powerful story each and every time you pick up your camera, regardless of subject. Think that's easy? No, it's not. It takes the ability to ground and focus yourself, to make incredibly strong choices, and when you think they're strong enough, they got to be stronger. Have an inordinate amount of trust in yourself and your vision, and the ability to discern what you believe and know and never, ever give up. And that will always challenge you. It challenges me, but it will take you further than you ever dreamed possible in just about everything. And that is how true art is made. Whether you look at it as life as art, or art as life, whatever, it's how your brand will evolve. That's how your work will become signature. That's how your very path in photography, art, and life will tell you which way to go. You have to listen so carefully, which is another fabulous skill, which is practically a lost art these days. But sitting around wondering what to focus on, or moaning how you have too many interests, and telling yourself the story about how your life isn't very interesting and you have nothing to shoot, gets you nowhere except paralyzed in your tracks. Hey, I'm not judging. Honey, I've been there, which is how I know what this bit is all about. So my advice, less talk, more art. Okay, one of the first things that comes up, are you worried about the fearmongers, the judgy judgers, the pixel peepers, the know-it-alls? Oh my God, the know-it-alls. And the nasty voices in your head, just waiting to slash your tender heart to shreds before you even start? You ever hear yourself say, oh, that's a stupid idea, don't even try? Oh, my God, I hate that one. But Ansel Adams had the best advice ever when he said, and I quote, No man, unquote, because I want to add no woman, back to the quote, has the right to dictate what other men should perceive, create, or produce, but all should be encouraged to reveal themselves, their perceptions and emotions, and to build confidence in the creative spirit. Bam! Thank you, Ansel Adams. Word up. He's like the grand poobah of woo back in the day. But nowadays, how can you help but ask, how do I do that deep, specific, choicey, love hard, leave nothing on the table thingy? What in the world does that even look like? And I'm so glad you asked. To reveal yourself, your perceptions and emotions, as the mighty Ansel says, you gotta embrace them all. You can't turn back anything. You can't say no. One of the most basic rules or premises in improv, I was an actor for many years, is yes, and. Because you have to accept what's given to you. Yes, I get it. I see it's there. And I'm going to make this choice about it. Because as soon as you say no to your creative muse or your ideas or deny that you are what you are, the creative ball kind of just falls on the floor and lays there, sadly. So meet yourself, meet your perceptions, meet all this stuff. Get to know them. Don't judge them, but find a way to work with them. All these crazy things about you are what I call art fodder. That's not a very elegant name, but art fodder. It's like food for your art. And if you don't risk it all by using it all, well, good luck building confidence in the creative spirit or your muse or whatever you like to call it. The creative muse has to be listened to. It's messy, I'll admit it. But here, I'll show you what I mean. I probably sound like I'm talking in circles, but I'll use myself as an example. I'm going to say, here's some really basic traits of mine. They all seem to contradict one another. So which one do I pick, right? That's kind of what we would sometimes think. But here's the deal. I have to embrace them all. I have to embrace their quirkiness and their unique perspective and their opposite nature and how it's true this way one minute and true that way another minute, because they're all a part of me and I got to use them. So I will admit it, they have troubled me from time to time. I have in the past tussled. I've tried to choose between them. It's always sad, like Sophie's Choice. I've tried to straighten them out like a bad parent, manipulate them like a bad partner, train myself to be better like a maniacal perfectionist all at one time or another. But eventually I wore myself to a nub. Kind of made me crazy. Just ask my husband. I finally decided to just tell stories about and from each one's perspective as they happened. Heck, it gave me unlimited stories. And tell it, like, just give it all, no matter what. And this, my friends, is how I began to realize it's not that I'm interested in 50 different things, but really, at the bottom of it all, I'm interested in one thing, telling a great story about life and about what I'm truly passionate about. That's where the thing flips and becomes super useful and super one-pointed. So, here are the traits. I'm an introvert. No, wait, I'm an extrovert. Actually, in a twist of fate, I'm either or both, depending on the situation. That's always fun to figure out. Now then, I'm definitely a home-based person, and I need to return to that to feel solid and real and good. Yep, that's me. Until, after a couple of months, I start feeling trapped and nailed down and really snarly. At which point, I just have to be out on the open roads or exploring a new country, or I'll go out of my ever-lovin' friggin' mind. So which is it? Am I a homebody or am I a travel person? I'm both. Wow, that's fun. I can't tell you how many times I've thought to myself, jeepers, could you just make up your mind? Apparently there is no choice. There is only embracing the strangeness of me. How about this one? Oh, I love change. At least until I don't. 'Cause when big change does happen, it is exciting, it's scary, it's unnerving, it's the bottom dropping out, it's awesomely adventurous, and not to mention loud and clattery and messy no matter what. One day I love it, another day I'm freaked out, another day I feel like a sublime artist surfing it all, the next day I'm a complete loser. Hey, which one am I gonna create from? Well, it depends on the day. So when the ocean starts heaving, I've learned to get really, really quiet. This is kind of another trait, but it's also a technique, so take note. I can't personally talk about big change when I'm in the midst of it. I've noticed some people barf out their whole life in social media as their way of coping, but that is so not me. I've tried it. It feels weird. I stopped it. I can only talk about deep changes, the real ones, after the fact, after living through and surviving and learning from them. Here's another one. I often feel alone in the world. Sometimes that's cool. Sometimes it's just frickin' lonely. And sometimes it seems like for every win, there are so many mountains yet to climb. And how I feel about that varies from wanting to just roll over and give up to feeling like I'm on some hero's epic adventure, all depending on the day. I'm a dreamer, and I wonder if I'll ever see it all come to fruition. Why am I telling you this? It's simple. Just from the traits and all the dichotomies of I'm this, no, I'm that, no, I'm this, no, I'm that, you can use all of it. Lean into the seeming dichotomies of you. They're all part of your crazy, unique perspective on the world, the stories you want to tell, the gear you want to use, the places you want to go. Maybe you see someone sitting alone and the way the sun is hitting them just right, framing them. And in that moment, they become a flashcard for your own feelings of aloneness in the world, made all the more poignant by the gorgeous way the light hits this person's soul. Snap! You got the photo. Or maybe one of the things you love is to really examine life. You love to really get in on stuff and pick it apart and get to the DNA level, and you love flower macros with a shallow depth of field because you're also a dreamer. You love using soft eyes and bathing in color and light. Maybe everybody calls you woo-woo for it. Raising my hand, hello, I know you. Or maybe all that comes through more in your approach to post-processing. Point is, lean into who you actually are with all your quirky-ass glory, and you might just surprise yourself with how you actually see the world. Don't try to see it like somebody else or produce work like somebody else or wish you could produce work like somebody else. Who are you? Do that. This is one of the most miraculous things about photography. I'm going to say that again. This is one of the most miraculous things about photography. How it teaches you about yourself and how you actually see life. Not the weird stories you tell yourself, but how you actually see life. In my opinion, photography really is one of the most powerful personal growth tools in the world. It's incredible. Those of us who love it and see that about it just will never, ever, ever stop. I see stories constantly. They're like illustrations. Some of the illustrations are epic, and some are small and delicate. The ones I actually pull the trigger on are completely irresistible to me. I cannot see them and not be moved by them. Snap! It doesn't matter the genre, the location, the topic, whether it's color or monochrome, I see stories. See, to me, pretty much everything in life boils down to some basic idea, and that's what defines my work. That's what creates my signature. That's what makes my multi-passionate, crazy-ass self cohesive. It makes everything so much clearer, so much simpler, more delightful, and more defining. And that's when your photography becomes a lifelong journey. So, my multi-passionate, shiny things, friends, my wish for you is to begin seeing your multiverse of interests and loves as your superpower instead of your nemesis. Use those perspectives to shape your work. Try all those different genres, but shoot them from one point of view, yours. Find the common threads amongst them and build your body of work around them. That shift in perception will change everything for you. So think of this as merely the intro to the manual of multi-passionate superpowers that only you can write. The world awaits your brilliance, and so do I. Woo to the who, honey.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hit subscribe on your podcast app. It would mean a lot for us to have you as our regular listener. Head over to photographyradio.com to drop your suggestion for future editions of Photography Radio or simply to say hello. We would absolutely love to hear from you. In the meantime, have a wonderful night, and we will be back with more photography in your ears very soon.